Once upon a time in a village called Nurabad, there lived a goat named Jamila. Jamila was a very beautiful goat with soft white wool. But don't let her looks fool you. She was very, very lazy. She liked to spend her days sleeping under the shade of a big tree. One day, Jamila's kids started crying because they were hungry. "Oh mother, we are so hungry. Please go get us some food," they cried. "Can't you see I'm sleeping?" "Go find some food for yourselves," she replied lazily. The kids went out looking for food, but they couldn't find anything. They came back crying, and their cries echoed through the valley. At that moment, Jamila had enough. She was tired of hearing her kids cry. All right, I'm coming with you," she said. So Jamila went out into the fields with her kids. She looked around and saw lots of tasty plants. But before she could eat anything, she heard a loud voice. "Who's there? Who's in my garden?" A huge bull came charging towards Jamila and her kids. He had sharp horns, and his eyes looked like two shiny buttons. "Oh kids, run away," screamed Jamila. She closed her eyes tightly, waiting for the worst. But the bull didn't hurt her. Instead, she felt something wet licking her face. When she opened her eyes, she saw the bull with a big smile. "Hello, little goat. My name is Bakar. What brings you to my garden?" he asked. "I'm sorry, Mr. Bakar. I just wanted to eat some plants here, but I guess I'll have to leave now," replied Jamila. No, stay here. You can eat all the plants in my garden. I don't need them anyway. And you goats love eating them," Bakar said, "but I want to make a deal with you." "What deal?" asked Jamila. "You see, I am old and weak, and I cannot take care of this garden anymore. But if you are willing to work here, I will give you food for you and your kids every day," said Bakar. "Really, that would be great." "Thank you, Mr. Baker," said Jamila. But then she thought to herself, why should I work when I can just steal food? That's what that lazy goat Shahida does, and she doesn't work at all. She just steals food. So Jamila thanked Bakar for his offer and went away without telling him anything. She went to a nearby field where a kind farmer named Harun was working. "Excuse me, Mr. Harun, can I please give my kids some of your crops to eat?" she asked. "Of course, Jamila, you can take as much as you want," replied Harun. But Jamila thought to herself again, why should I work when I can just steal food? If I ask for more food, he might ask me to work. But I'm too lazy for that. So she took some crops secretly and ran away. Then she came across a wheat field belonging to a man named Usman. Usman was very poor and hardworking. He had grown a big crop of wheat, and he hoped it would bring him some money so he could buy food for his family. Jamila thought to herself, this is perfect, no one is watching. I'll quickly take some of his crops and run away. So Jamila started eating the wheat. "That's delicious," she said. Just then, Usman came running into the field. "Stop, thief, stop," he shouted. Jamila tried to run away, but Usman was faster than her. He caught her and tied her to a tree. "Don't ever come into my field again, you dirty goat," he said. Then he went to his house, leaving Jamila tied to the tree. Jamila struggled to free herself, but it was no use. She stayed hungry for 3 days until her tummy rumbled with hunger. She also started getting weaker and weaker. On the 3rd day, her kids came looking for her. "Oh, mother, where are you?" they called out. When Jamila heard her kids calling her, she cried, "Oh, kids, I'm over here." But when her kids came closer, they saw that she was tied to the tree and looked very weak. "Oh, mother, how did you get tied up here?" they asked. "It's a long story," she replied weakly. "But I'm too weak to untie this rope. Can someone please help me?" Just then, a little mouse named Samir came by. "Hello, little mouse. Can you please cut this rope and free me?" "I am very hungry and thirsty," asked Jamila. "Of course, I'd be happy to help you, Mrs. Goat, but why were you eating us man's crops?" asked Samir. "I'm so sorry, little mouse. I don't know why I did it. I was just very hungry and thirsty. But now I regret it. I wish I had never stolen food in my life," replied Jamila. "Well, I believe you. I'll cut the rope for you now," said Samir. So Samir cut the rope and Jamila ran away. But when she reached her house, she saw that her kids were missing. "Where are my kids?" she cried. Just then, Harun came by. "Harun, have you seen my kids anywhere?" she asked. "Yes, a few minutes ago, I saw them go into the forest. They looked like they were going to see a lion," replied Harun. "A lion? Oh, my kids," cried Jamila. She started running into the forest. She called out for her kids, but only the echo of her voice answered her. She walked for a while and suddenly she saw a cave in front of her. She knew that lions live in caves, so she started crying even louder. At that moment, Samir came out of the cave. "Hello, little mouse. Did you just say something about a lion?" asked Jamila. "Yes, Mrs. Goat. The lion took 3 kids inside the cave," replied Samir. "Which kids?" asked Jamila. "Your kids," said Samir. Jamila was heartbroken. She fell down on the ground and started crying. "Oh, my kids, I'll never see you again. It's all my fault. If I hadn't been so lazy, I wouldn't have been tied up by Usman, and if I hadn't been tied up, I wouldn't have gotten separated from you. Oh, my kids, I'm so sorry." Just then, Samir said, "Mrs. Goat, I think you should go and check inside the cave. I think the lion left the kids outside the cave." "Maybe they are still alive," said Samir. "You mean they are still outside the cave?" "Oh, thank you, Samir. You are such a nice little mouse," cried Jamila. She ran into the cave. When she entered the cave, she saw her kids playing with Samir. "Kids, is that really you? Are you okay?" she cried. Jamila hugged her kids tightly. She was so happy to see them. "Yes, mother, we are fine. Look, Samir the mouse freed us from the lion. He is our hero," said one of Jamila's kids. "That's great, Samir. Thank you for saving my kids," said Jamila. "You're welcome, Mrs. Goat," replied Samir. "Now let's all go home together," said Jamila. So Jamila and her kids, along with Samir the mouse, went back home. From that day on, Jamila worked hard in Harun's fields. She never stole food again. Every day she brought food for her kids. She was so happy to see them grow up healthy and strong. She thanked Allah every day for giving her another chance. One day, while she was working in the field, she saw Samir. "Hello, little mouse, do you remember me?" she asked. "Of course, Mrs. Goat. How could I forget? You were the laziest goat I had ever seen," replied Samir with a big smile. "That's true, Samir. But I'm trying my best to be a good mother now. Hard work is not easy for me, but I'm trying," said Jamila. "That's the spirit, Mrs. Goat. Keep trying and Allah will help you," said Samir. And that's exactly what happened. Allah helped Jamila. She became one of the most hard-working goats in Nurabad. Her kids grew up to be strong and obedient. Jamila always remembered what her friend, the wise owl, had told her. Hard work and trust in Allah bring blessings. The end.